Alright, welcome back to the Saucy Monks, guys. Last time we were arguing about whether or not you could review games not objectively if you looked at them from a purely fun and or game design standpoint.
Well, I'm saying I still look at my games for fun, just in my fun. And that's how I determine if a game is a 10, because it's fun to me. Hi!
I was gonna carve this out and make this a room.
Oh, well, now it has a hole.
Yeah, like, goddamn it.
Well, now you have
trying
a
to
hole.
sabotage my house because of your argument?
Yeah, take that. Fuck you.
How dare you. But anyways, yeah, so essentially, the arguments we have going right now, and the one I want to make, that I tried to make at the end of the last episode before I was rudely interrupted.
Hey, man, we're trying to fucking finish our times.
Yeah,
so.
we gotta keep episodes under wraps. Alright, so essentially, the way I took a little bit of game design study when I was in college. I'm not anymore, but when I was, I took a little bit of game design.
Okay.
And there is certain things every game needs to be considered a good game, going by the book of game design.
Okay,
if you review
what is the book of game design? How about you give us that first?
So basically, there are three things every game needs. An atmosphere.
Okay.
Feel.
Okay.
It has to feel good when you play it. And sound and polish.
Okay.
Those are the four basic pillars of game design that they teach you in any school, blah, 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 all that bullshit. So, keeping all of those into account, if you can review a game based on those four pillars, you can basically review any game unobjectively without letting your own feelings getting in the way.
But I still don't see why you should...
It's just taking a cold, analytic approach to video games.
But then nothing is considered a perfect game, and I get that that's what you're saying.
Well, yeah, like...
But...
everybody's perfect game is different.
But the thing is, everybody else has an opinion that this is the perfect game. It has everything I want. It has everything I need. It has everything that I want.
Well, that's kind of the point of this show, is to take those people, sit them gently down, and tell them that they're fucking wrong.
Well, not a lot of people want to hear that their opinion is wrong.
Well, I mean, when it's scientifically wrong, it's scientifically wrong.
How is it scientifically wrong?
Game design is a science.
Game design isn't a science. Game design is totally its own art form.
Science can be considered... Oh, god fuck. Oh, Jesus, did we just stab a pig?
I fucking pickaxed
it just
to death.
Spawned inside of our house?
Well, I needed food anyway, so I'm gonna cook this bitch.
Oh, yeah, I need some food, too.
But like I'm saying, game design is an art form, and while yes, you can say game design, science is an art form, I'm talking about like in the literal sense of an art. Like there is no sense of what is right and wrong when it comes to an art. If you like something and you think it looks like that, that's how it looks. That's the art of it, and that is totally okay.
Alright, well, again, coming from my perspective,
Okay.
and in the way that I do one game review a month now, the way I see it, is that games shouldn't be allowed to get away with stuff just because people say they are good. They should still be rated on a scale that takes their flaws and their strengths and brings them to light. That way, a consumer who doesn't know anything about the game is able to make an educated decision on whether or not they want to buy it. Is that a fair point?
Yeah, but isn't that what reviews do?
To an extent. However, most game reviews right now, coming from anywhere from IGN, Metacritic, to actual people on YouTube, take personal favor into account as opposed to just trying to get the strengths and weaknesses of the game and focus on those. Because I could hate a game, but it could still be a good game.
Yes.
That's essentially what I'm trying to get across here. I'm not saying that Minecraft isn't a good game, because it is, and it's one of my favorite of all time. I've put more hours into it than almost any other game that I've ever owned. What I'm saying is that Minecraft has a lot of flaws that could have been fixed or changed that would have made the game even better.
Well, that's the thing that you can say about every game, though.
Exactly.
But then that becomes like, well, then that destroys the person's art. Like, what if that wasn't this needed to be done? Like, what if that person felt like, I don't need to do this.
We have a furnace, though.
Oh, shit. Well, I fucking just built another one. There's food in there. Like, what if that person just, didn't want that feature? And, like,
This game is good for talking.
It's a great game for talking. Like here's a great example.
Because it doesn't take like
it doesn't take a lot to think
play.
about what you're doing, but at the same time you can just do and you can still talk.
Exactly.
So here's a great example. Okay.
All right.
There's this game. I don't know if you've heard of it. The newest edition came out not too long ago, like last month, I believe.
All right.
Deus Ex.
Yes.
You've heard of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. This game does somewhat of what you're trying to do. It lets you play the game the way you want. You can literally go gun-ho and go crazy, or you can play completely stealth and take your time and do everything really slow, which is how the game was designed, but they encourage, they know people don't like that type of game. But people are still going to give it objectified opinions. Like one of my coworkers, he bought the game because I told him it's a great game. It lets you play the way you want. You can play gun-ho, which is the type of gamer he is. He's a military shooter, jumps in, kills everything, shoots everything, blows up everything. He hated it. He thought it was the worst game he's ever played just because it did not fit his opinion, which was, this game is not cool because I don't like the world, I didn't like how you play it, and I didn't like what was going on. However, I think it's a really great game because you can play in multiple ways, but mainly because I love the atmosphere, I love the characters and the story. Huh?
PC game?
It's on Xbox. I have it on Xbox. My PC's not good enough right now.
We might have to play it.
Yeah, I have it.
So I can get a feel. But
it's a great game.
But again, like, that again brings up to opinion my point. Like, if he had heard the review from, like, somebody who didn't have a biased opinion, like, that's your kind of game, so you really like it. And I probably would too, because I like those kind of games. But if he heard just the facts, like, okay, it has this kind of world, it has this kind of this, it has this kind of that, and overall, I think all of that combined, it should get this, then that person would be like, oh, well, I actually don't like that kind of world, so I wouldn't do it.
But then that becomes an opinion right there.
But again, that's the point of a review, though, is to give somebody, give a consumer an educated decision.
But you're saying that it shouldn't be opinionized. So yeah, you're giving
I shouldn't
as a reviewer, you don't want to give an opinion, but
I shouldn't say, oh, the world's amazing. I should tell people exactly what the world's like. I should give them an analytical review so that they can decide what they want.
You're still saying that while you don't make your opinion, people are still going to make their opinion. So while you're saying you shouldn't make a review, everybody else is going to make their review with their opinion in mind because they want to know that the game that they're spending $60 on. Games are expensive nowadays. You don't want to just drop $60 on the game because
that's
somebody gives you facts instead of saying, I like this type of game. This game is really cool.
Well, that's why I can take a game.
Reasons.
That's why I can take a game like this game and I can crap all over it, and then go on to say that it's one of my favorite games of all time. That's what I'm saying. Like, I still give, like, towards the end, I let them know, like, it's not that I don't like the game, because I love it. Minecraft is and always will be my all-time favorite game because it's the one game I turn to whenever I'm really bored or I need something to do, or if I'm, like, stressed out, it's a good way to relax, that kind of stuff.
But that's your opinion at the end. You're making your opinion of, like, wow, it is, this is
that's
the
what
game.
I'm saying. No, I give them their facts first, and then I give them a personal opinion.
But that's what I mean. While many reviewers do not do that,
that's
a lot
exactly
still
that's
do.
You'd be surprised.
A lot still go, yeah, this is how the world is. This is what it is. This is how glitchy the game is. Is it worth buying? No, but I like it because of this.
Honestly, I can count on the back of my hand maybe 3 reviewers who actually do listen and take what you just said into account.
Well, true, but again,
that's
why
again,
would
the
you
whole
want...
point of the show is to be the person who does that even when nobody else will.
But the thing is...
So even if my opinion isn't popular, I'm still giving an honest opinion, not...
Well, yeah, you might be giving your unpopular opinion. Why would you... Again, why would somebody go to somebody who's going to give an opinion that's going to be either very neutral or vastly different from theirs just because you're trying to be the neutral party? I mean, why wouldn't you go to somebody who has a similar taste in you and be like, you know what, I like this type of game, so this is the review I'm going to give, even though I do have a little bit of bias for it because I like this type of game. So like, I like that type of game too. So I'm going to be a little biased to it anyways, so fuck it.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I got lost in the game and I was focusing on finding the house.
Oh, god damn it.
So all I got was like If somebody being a
In a nutshell,
fucking, you need to like stop giving your opinion.
in a nutshell, why would somebody go to somebody who has a neutral opinion instead of somebody who's gonna have the same biased opinion that they're gonna have towards a game? Like,
and again, that's one of the problems with the gaming industry, and it's why people don't get to find out about all of these games that turn out to be really good. It's why a lot of people still aren't turned on to Minecraft. It's why a lot of people still don't play games like The Last of Us, is because...
what are you talking
No,
about?
what I'm saying is when people stick to people who have the same opinions as them,
dude,
their horizons do not get expanded.
The Last of Us is the second biggest selling game of all time.
Again,
Recently, our most awarded
I'm
game
using
of all
that
time.
to prove a point, though.
But plenty of people have played it because it is because of like the advertisement. It's not by the reviews; it's by the advertisements. The reviews of The Last of Us were stellar and amazing across the board. So anybody who had any interest in it, or anybody who was like, "I'm gonna wait on the reviews," saw the reviews and were like, "I'm gonna get this game." And most people, everybody I've talked to,
Where the fuck
fell
is
in
our
love
house?
with it. It's right around this mountain, man.
I've been walking around this mountain for the last
It's
fucking
right here,
5 minutes.
But they fell in love with that game.
Where are you?
I'm
Alright.
up here,
Coming.
this way.
Me.
But they have fallen in love with the game because of its advertisement and of its publicity towards
what I'm saying
of the
is
reviews.
the point you were trying to make, where people
Down there.
about opinions and all of that. That is part of what's wrong with the gaming community today. People stick with people who have the same opinions as them, so their horizons don't get broadened. I've probably played a couple indie games on Steam that you've probably never heard of that are actually amazing fucking games and deserve so much credit.
I'm sure they deserve a lot of credit.
That's where I'm
but
coming from. Like people who people who aren't willing to admit they don't know everything. It's like some quote or whatever. Don't learn anything new, and so their horizons stay shrunk. I don't know the exact quote, but that's generally what it means.
Well,
So
I mean,
if somebody is willing to watch a review that doesn't have the same opinion as them, 9 times out of 10 they'll learn about something that they didn't really know about. The only point I'm trying to make is that reviewing from a standpoint like that is a good idea.
it's
Giving somebody all of the facts
good
and then
idea to a
giving an honest
degree.
opinion based on those facts.
But you also have to realize that the gaming community, most of the time, the games that are advertised, sadly not indie games, are the ones that get that hype. And you know what?
Exactly, that's what the
Technically,
show is supposed to
No
do,
Man's
though.
Sky was one of those indie games that got a lot of hype and went down the shitter because it was a bunch of bullshit lies.
I agree with that statement. Fuck
So
those guys.
it has to
God
be.
damn it, there's no food in here, you liar.
I made only that one fucking pig, dude.
I hate you.
So I mean, like, you have to go by what you see and what you know, because even a game that gets super popular advertised.
That's why I don't review a game unless I can play it, by the way. Never accept anybody's review of a game unless you have honestly seen footage of them playing it.
Well, yeah, but but the thing is, advertisement does a lot in the world. It's not just the gaming community. So,
Well, again, that brings up the fact that our corporate overlords... No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go into that.
yeah,
That's
don't go
bullshit.
into that one.
That's an argument for another day. But advertisement, again, that's why I don't... That's why the whole point of the show in retrospect is to take down all of the hype that a game gets and give people the raw truth about the game. That's the point of the show.
I get you're trying to give them the raw truth, but again, it comes down to the fact. Why would they come to somebody who's going to give them... I mean, like, yeah, you'll get the raw facts from you.
Yeah, but
you'll
at
be
the
like,
same
this
time,
is the
it's
world, this is
entertaining.
the thing. And yeah, no, I'm going just bare bones
like
here.
John Tron.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to diss on the funny and the skits that we're going to tend to do. I'm just trying to say, if somebody's going to go for the bare bone facts, why would they go for the bare bone facts of somebody who's going to give an unbiased opinion when they have somebody who's going to give a biased opinion to the same, when they're going to be biased just as well, and they want somebody who gives that biased opinion? Like, again, you wouldn't want me to review... Did you kill yourself?
I fell off the mountain.
Like, you wouldn't want me to give a review for a sports game. You wouldn't want me to give a review for a racing game either. And I kind of like racing games. But you wouldn't want a review on it.
We gotta cut this episode. We went way over. Where's our house? I need to
It's
find
right here.
I died, remember? I don't know where I am. Ah,
near
there you
me.
are.
Oh, well, there you are.
I'm following you.
I'm like right in front of the entrance of the house.
Good, pick up my shit. I can't see.
You need to make your TV not so dark, bro. Well, yeah, so
Yay, my shit.
thank you everybody for listening to our rant and go on much longer.
Then it probably should have.
And it's probably just repeating itself a little bit. But, okay. Let us know in the comments which opinion you think. Would you rather go with the person who shares your biased opinion towards this type of game, or would you rather go
Not
with somebody who's
anymore, I
bare
died.
bones? Huh?
I died getting food, and now I'm not hungry anymore because I died, but I have food.
Well,
God damn it.
it's alright. Don't cry, okay? I'm sorry. You're crazy.
Fucking say it!
Peace out. Goodbye, everybody. Like and subscribe.